Hello everyone, welcome to another episode. This is Achuth Ramesh. I'm a digital marketing strategist. Today's episode we will discuss what is happening around the world, the economic crisis happening around the world, or are they even impacting freelancers like you and me? You must be aware of the fact that value of the rupee is falling every single day. Stock market is crashing. Investors are now getting hesitant to invest in the startups, and startups are finding it difficult to raise funds to run their businesses. War is happening around the world. Inflation is in top in the United States. Prices of the petrol, potato, and every single product is rising. So all of this is happening in a macroeconomic level. The question is, will this impact small business like yours and a small freelancer like me? So in this video, we'll discuss that topic. Just like anyone else in the world, I was not bothered about what is happening around the world. I was ignoring all of it. But I realized that as a freelancer, I have started to realize few changes that is happening in my business because of this economic crisis. So those changes in my business triggered me to study and understand the macroeconomics in working in the world and how this is affecting each of the clients that I have. Before I start sharing my views or my points on this topic, I want to let you know that I am not an economist. I'm just a normal guy, just a business owner or small freelancer, I would say, who is trying to understand such global changes and how it is impacting my business. It is as simple as that. So I'll be explaining all of it in the layman terms. So guys, let's agree to the point that we are in a state of inflation. So I will break down this video into three steps. One, what is happening around the world, and second, how these changes are impacting our businesses, and third, how can we strategize or what changes can we make in our business so that we won't be affected or we will be least impacted or protect our business from these macro changes. So the first point is, let's understand what is inflation, how and what triggered this inflation at this moment. So during the last decade or so, during the crisis in 2008, the US government has printed a lot of money. So just like हर एक कोई बच्चा बोलता है ना, अगर कोई प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है तो पैसे प्रिंट करवा दो, पैसा नहीं है तो पैसे प्रिंट करवा दो. So that's what US did, and because of which this has increased per capita income, or I would say this has increased per capita income, or each individual started to have more money than they used to have before, right? Now let's assume the situation that me and my other friends want to purchase iPhone. So assume the point that we are a group of 10 friends and there are only 8 mobile phones that is available in the market. So due to the increase in the demand of the iPhones and the supply of the iPhone remains the same, so due to which the price of the product increases because they are in leverage, right? So this is the reason that has led to the inflation, increase the price of the products across every other single product. So in such scenario, if your money that you're earning this year is same as that you were earning in the previous year, then you are in big trouble because inflation is increased. So I hope this simple example has given you an idea about how this inflation is affecting each of our individual life. So while I was making this study, I found out the few points that I would like to list it down over here. The number one is poor public market performance of the tech companies. So if you are someone who is investing in the share market, you must be aware of that point that companies like Infosys, HCL, TCS, the IT companies, their prices have gone down, and this has happened in the past as well during the inflation. The second point is rising prices. So this has led to an increase in prices of all the products that is in the market, be it petrol, be it potato, be it anything else. The third one is the inflation rises the cost of borrowing. Let's assume that I am a business owner and I want 1 lakh rupees for my business, and I start. So previously when I used to borrow the money from my bank, it used to cost me 5%. Now the interest rate has increased to 7 or 8 or 10% due to the inflation. So eventually when I will start selling my product, I will also increase my price so that I can compensate with the price that I have to pay to the banks. Or else I will have to reduce my profit margin, which many companies won't be doing it. Even if they compromise the product margin, then their business will be affected. The fourth one is price rise in goods and services. The labor cost or any salary of the people has increased a lot. You must be aware that last year and the year before, the hike that any developer, full stack developer has increased a lot. They don't ask for like 5%, 10% hike in the salary. Rather, it was gone to 20%, 50% salary hike. So if you're aware, last year when one guy used to switch from one job to another, the minimum salary package was around 20 lakh, 30 lakh, 40 lakh. So this is the kind of salary hike that people have received. So this salary hike is because of this kind of situations. Fifth one is, as the inflation increases and the companies are feeling that crunch, they have around 6 months or 10 months of runway money with left with them. Runway money is like they have 10 months of money with left with them so that they can pay their salaries, their tools, their office spaces. After 10 months, they have no clue. If they don't make profit, they won't be able to run it. Or if they won't able to raise funds for their business from investors, then they won't be able to run their business. So that's why they would start cutting their labor, cost of labor. And this has resulted in the mass firing in companies. Like many companies must be hired that the developers or any employees who is not giving value addition to the company or who is not contributing immensely to the company, then they are most likely to be get fired, and they are most likely to be replaced by the automations or tools if it's replaceable. Like there are many jobs which can now be replaced by the automation. So if you're not someone who is not performing or who is not worth of the salary that you are getting paid, then you are most likely to be fired. So this brings me down to an interesting law that I came across named as Price's law. So which states that 50% of the work in the company is done by square root of the total number of employees in the company. So if there are 100 employees in a company, then square root of 100 is 10. So the 50% of the work is done by 10 people. So if the founders sit down with this 10 people, hire the other 50 or least effective people, and it will help them to cut down the cost, which will help them to increase their runway to another 12 months until they get their next fundraise. So these are the problems that is happening around the world. People are losing jobs. If someone loses job and they have left with less purchasing power, so if there is less purchasing power by an individual, then the other business who was supplying the product, now there will be less demand for their product. So which again that will affect their business. So while all of this is happening around the world, how we can do our business effectively? How can we prepare our business? So while such an incredible situation is happening around the world, so you must be asking, Achuth, now what can we do? So freelancer like you and me, what can we do? How can we sustain in this market when none of the other clients can pay us? So there are a few things I have listed it down, which I'll be sharing. The first point is focus on higher margin profit. So if you're a digital marketing agency providing website designing, SEO services, funnel creation, lead generation services, so instead of going for all the way out, just streamline your just few services, one or two services that you know that makes a lot of money for you, or it has best profit margin for your business. Let's say that if you are charging 50,000 or 80,000 for your business or $1,000 for your business website designing, and you know that $800 you have to pay for your website designer, then you have just left with $200 of profit margin. Instead, if you switch it to PPC, then you might be able to get much more profitable business. So you just have to understand what works for your business and your abilities. You need to analyze the short-term and long-term impact of this shift in your business, and so you need to analyze that and before coming to a conclusion. The second point is strengthening your service pricing. So at this moment, you need to also consider the price hike to stay in alignment with the market scenario. Even if economic inflation does not impact your industry directly, but it's better to be proactive by strengthening your product pricing and improve your business competitive position. The third point is reduce your expenses. So if you're a person who is feeling like buying an iPhone or bike at this moment and want to enjoy your life, I would suggest not to buy at this moment, because this will impact because of the high inflation. Let's say that you buy a bike, not only buy high tax for the bike, or car prices are increased by 10% or something, 10 to 20% at this moment because of the increase in tax. Similarly, if you end up buying car, then you have to pay high price because of the increase in tax. Second, the price of petrol is also in hike. The third one is the mechanic who will be working on it will also have increased the prices. So instead of using that money to buy a liability, use that money to your own business and increase the revenue for your business. Or you can buy assets to fight the inflation. You can use what if technique in this situation. You can analyze that, what if I don't get any clients next month? What if all my clients leave next month? What if someone in my family falls ill? Will I have a backup plan? Do I have money for that? So you can use this what if technique to understand and analyze the situations and limit yourself of not buying such expensive product at this time, or not make any expensive purchases at this moment. So I must also say that it is during this inflation only where is the best time for you to scrutinize and streamline your services that you're providing to your clients. The idea of streamlining your business is to cut cost, increase profit margin in this slowing economy. So you must ask that, Achuth, so what are you planning for your business? So as I said before, I have already decided that I'll be optimizing my services I have streamlined my services to one couple of services like digital marketing strategy that I'll be providing to my small scale businesses, and I'll be mostly focused on lead generation through paid campaigns. So and funnel creation. So basically, I'll be acting as an agent or marketing person who will be able to create. So I want to provide services to my clients such that if they pay me money at this month, they should be able to get results this month itself, which will help them to get a runway and pay me for the next month. As I mentioned previously, to increase the profitability of my business, I will be mostly focusing on US clients or international clients, due to which I will be able to make much more profits than providing services to Indian clients. And another plan that I have in my mind is to provide services to the B2B businesses than to B2C services. I have kind of felt that there's B2C companies that make less profit at this moment in comparison to B2B businesses. So my services I'll be mostly focusing on B2B businesses at this moment. That's what I'm planning at the moment. So let's see how it goes. Before I conclude my video, I need to tell you that inflation like this are one of the huge opportunities for small businesses like yours and mine to increase our profitability and to go high. The reason being is that medium scale business or the ones which are in larger scale, at this inflation times they tend to come down. This is the moment we both are in same level, the small freelancers like us and the medium scale business. So it is very much probability of us going up is very high at this moment, because we have some leverages which these people won't be having. So let's make use of this leverage and go high. So it is during similar inflation only the companies like Google and PayPal rised in the 2000 inflation. Similarly, in 2008 inflation, Airbnb has come to the limelight. So this inflations and this kind of economic situations has proven to be a great opportunity. So let's make use of that and don't get disheartened and just focus on getting the sales, generating leads, and you will definitely make money. So okay guys, I hope you found this video very valuable. Please, if you like this video, subscribe to this channel and give a like and do comment. Express you how this has helped your business and what's your plan. This will help me and motivate me to make many more such videos. Thank you so much. Bye.